Welcome to episode 411, Thomas Peterffy, 10 Lessons. This is an outline of episode 411, lesson 1 to lesson 5. This is an outline of episode 411, lesson 6 to lesson 10. Lesson number 1, he's the father of electronic trading. He started automation in 1983 or 35 years ago. The amazing things are, he self-taught himself programming, and he does not use venture capital. Lesson number 2, he has never failed. Lesson number 3, he's an inventor.
I have the first handheld iPad. So this was connected to a battery, and here you could display options, various strikes and expiration dates. And here were the bids and here were the offers. And that way our people on the floor could see what our market was. And via these touch-sensitive points, it's a touch screen, yeah.
And we're talking what year?
1983.
Lesson number 4, he does not believe in patents.
So did you patented this?
No, I don't believe in patents. I believe that patents make other people disincentivized in coming up with new things.
So other people were sort of copying you?
Other people always copied me, but that's okay. That moves the world forward.
Lesson number 5, do things different. Do things better.
Well, I think you got to learn how things are done and why, and how you can do them differently in order to do them better.
Lesson number 6, learn to think on your own.
Which tips do you have maybe for traders out there?
Learn as much as you can and try again. Try to develop my own thoughts rather than listening to other people as to how to do things.
Lesson number 7, he said he discovered the Black-Scholes model of option pricing.
Around 1970, I came up, I was thinking about how to price options, because in those days there was a lot of options trading in the United States, but nobody understood really how to put a price on options, so people were guessing. And so I gave a lot of thought to that and eventually came up with a formula that was very similar to what is currently known as the Black-Scholes formula. And so having that mathematical formula gave me the idea that I should go down on the floor of the American Stock Exchange as a trader, because I had the formula, nobody else did, so I could do very well there, and I did.
Lesson number 8, others focus on sales. He focuses on process.
People are focusing on sales and not on the process. And so when you focus on the process, you can gain advantages and efficiency, and that enables you to lower the price, which makes sales much easier.
And of course, if
Lesson number 9, automation versus human tickers.
In order to input the S&P 500 price, we had what we called a human ticker. And that's the person that looked at the screen and put the price up or down to make sure it was the exact same price. These are the rules that the exchanges had to make sure that people did not move ahead with automation.
So then the whole thing became completely automated. So we piped in markets, they piped out executions, and the whole thing was completely automated, and we didn't have any people in the process. But then, of course, was a problem because they required that people have a process, right? That people be supervising that process, right? So we had to hire people whose only job was to sit in the office and do nothing.
Lesson number 10, sometimes the best idea come by when you're trying to get around the barriers.
In Silicon Valley, they have good ideas, but it's so hard to execute that. You did it.
It's always hard to execute. It's always, ideas are a dime a dozen. It's always the execution. And so sometimes the best ideas emerge when you are trying to get around the barriers that you encounter when you're trying to execute your ideas.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.